Hey everyone, I'm Charting Man Dan with the Chart Guys, trader and technical analyst. We're going to check in on the market's rotation in full force today as the financial sector led the way up, but we had the NASDAQ leading the way down thanks to NVDA and Apple. Let's see how we're shaping up into the FOMC. So we can see SPY held on just fine. We dropped down to the low of Friday, held it by 45 pennies. Also struggled at the high of Friday. Looks like we double topped there on the morning and technically broke it at the end of the day, but still struggling. But overall, we could say SPY hanging on just fine, right under key short-term resistance, a wall at 564. And it may not feel like it, but today was the third highest close ever for SPY. And it doesn't feel like it because the NASDAQ and semiconductors are still trading more sideways and generally a little bit weaker. And I put out a video a couple weeks ago called Important Sector Observations. It was very quick, 4 or 5 minutes, and talked about how every morning we're looking for our XLF and QQQ inverse. And then as the morning progresses, 15 minutes later, we then get clues. Is it shifting to a bearish correlation or shifting to a bullish correlation? And again, just an example, QQQ drops hard first thing this morning. I was watching for a rising wedge at the end of the day. We ran out of time. Big 5-minute drop. While that's happening, what's going on in XLF? Big 5-minute bull candle. What does that tell us? This is not significant fear. This is not money leaving the market. This is bulls love rotation. They love it. If something's dropping hard and another sector is offsetting it, again, SMH, QQQ, XLF, XLV on this side, they are vast majority of the time inverse to each other. It stands out when they're doing the same thing in either direction because it happens less frequently, but the vast majority of the time, at least 2024, they are inverse. And so today, it was Apple leading the way down with a gap down open, thanks to disappointing pre-order numbers. We're still looking for a weekly higher low on Apple with tons of space over 195.77, but the probabilities of a weekly bull flag are much less now. It was a possibility. So now it's just a good old-fashioned equilibrium. And NVDA had weakness as well. NVDA, when you go straight up 20% in 4 days, it's not surprising to see consolidation. And we had hourly oversold. We dipped down to hourly oversold when the 15-minute RSI was in the teens, the low teens, almost single digits, and the 5-minute RSI was in the low teens. That is my ideal kind of bounce. We know a daily higher low is the most likely scenario. Hourly oversold is we're looking for a bounce because we just ran 20% straight up, and the short-term RSI levels are crushed. And so it was a 1-minute stair-step drop. And as soon as that breaks bull, an aggressive bull can make an entry. Stair-step broke bull at 115. If you sell half at 115.50, you're risk-free. Your stop is then, nope, take that back. You need 60 cents. 115.60 and a stop under the low. Break-even stop. I would want to give more wiggle room than that. I would give a little more risk, but then we bounce almost $4. So I love when these short-term RSI levels are extreme because it makes me more confident that even if this isn't the hourly bounce, which it was, but even if this isn't, I know that I'm going to likely get a short-term bounce to allow for positioning to then try and let the longer-term bounce, the hourly, play out from there. So those are the two weakest names, Apple and NVDA. And again, if you say Apple's down 2.8% and NVDA is down 2% and the NASDAQ's only down 0.5%, that's a win for the bulls. Meta and Microsoft had a hand in offsetting it. But next question is, can NVDA bulls confirm a daily uptrend? Because we don't have one. We went straight off the lows. And SMH, same thing. Can SMH confirm the daily uptrend? SMH was the only sector that I care about in the short term here that has not set a weekly higher low yet within the tightening range. But long story short, XLF and XLV strength offset QQQ weakness, and SPY closed slightly green. There's XLV. Again, we confirmed a daily downtrend with 0 follow-through. What does that mean? Zoom out, look for the potential of a weekly bull flag. This is a weekly bull flag just under all-time highs unless 152.85 breaks. Bears have to prove to us this is not a weekly bull flag. XLF, big green day. We're testing short-term resistance at 45.20. If we fail, it'll be a 4-hour inverse head and shoulders attempt. But same thing, we got to confirm a daily uptrend. We're coming straight off the low, but this is trying to be a weekly bull flag. Bears have to prove to us that it is not. In an ideal world, the FOMC reaction has XLF and XLV as a weekly bull flag, and QQQ and SMH break their weekly equilibriums bull. I don't think that's the most likely scenario, all those things happening, but as far as everything that a bull could ever hope for, that would be it. IWM still tightening up. Third gap up open in a row. So watching for the potential of consolidation from here tomorrow. But again, just the equilibrium. Anything under 222.45 is a lower high. Bulls have not confirmed a daily uptrend yet. Weekly is tightening up into the FOMC, and we're anticipating a volatile FOMC reaction. I talked more about the FOMC and potential game plans in the pre-market stream on the morning. And again, that's the last one for this week. But check out that live pre-market replay, 20 minutes long. And that other video that I was talking about was important sector observations. All right. Cannabis, TCNNF, 11-day stair step in a row. I'm focusing on the same because I'm focusing on Florida. Highest level in 4 months, 3.5 months. And looking good. What I would like to see now is bulls explore the lack of resistance between 1140 and 1350. We will eventually have to pull back on the daily, and we'll look for hourly oversold to mark a daily high or low. For bulls with capital on the sidelines that want a larger position, you're looking for daily consolidation at this point for an entry. MSOS is weaker, but bulls trying to keep the daily uptrend going. New daily high or low set, 674. Bulls must break 724 to keep this move going, knowing that anything under 780 is just a weekly lower high. I really want MSOS bulls to show up to help TrueLeave. TrueLeave's doing it on its own, but looked like automated buying on MSOS today. Look at this start to the day. Very unusual volume, just straight up. The bears showed up with their own volume. That's very high bear volume, knocking it down, but decent recovery from the bulls. And again, the volume standing out. I really want, I take it back, not as much as I thought. Just over average. I really want volume to keep ticking up into the election. The dollar, testing daily support, trying to confirm a weekly bear flag. If it does, we'll have the potential to hit the lowest price in the last year plus. And if we break 99.57, that would be the lowest price in almost 2.5 years. And with that, we know gold and silver has been strong. Gold new all-time high overnight. No follow through, but we'll keep an eye out for a daily high or low next consolidation. Silver, also a new high, but it just went 10% straight up. So keeping an eye out for daily consolidation there as well. And miners, daily consolidation is underway, and we're scouting a higher low. Got to be cautious. Don't want to see this be a rising wedge. If you're bull, the miners here, you need follow through over $40. Oil keeping his daily bounce going, new bounce high, but bulls will still have to confirm a daily uptrend from here. So whenever we top out, here's previous support, now resistance. If we top out there, have to confirm a daily uptrend if we're going to see a more significant shift. But again, as we know, it's all about the FOMC this week. So we're just getting some jockeying around until then. But again, I have a bull lean because of the weekly charts. And anytime I see NASDAQ weakness, if I see XLF and XLV in the green, and more notably, if I see XLF up 1%, that tells me everything is just fine. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. Can QQQ bears confirm an hourly downtrend for further daily consolidation to try and head to hourly oversold? Definitely looking for XLF to top out in the short term here into daily consolidation. I might try a top fish over 45.20 tomorrow, depending on how we open. But I'm not doing a whole lot of trading until the FOMC gets going. Hope you're well. Do good things. Have a game plan in both directions. Watch the pre-market stream for some help on establishing a game plan.
Good.
The only squash that made it is the one that I didn't plant.